It is energy balance yoga. So it is time to pick a card. And we have today, ta-da, persistence. And look at that. Beautiful. Very, I think it's Lug, isn't it? Yeah, Lug is some fabulous god. And it makes you feel like, yeah, I can do it. Bright star shining, that sun in the third eye there. Yeah, persistence pays. Keep going, keep trying. You know, even if it feels, you know, pointless, keep going. And particularly with the yoga practice, keep going, keep trying. Persistence pays. You will get the benefits, and it will keep one stable and supported through the most turbulent times. I have experienced this. So we're going to begin our class now with the sound of the bell. We're going to come to seated. So find your seat. Find your seat on your mat or on the ground, sitting cross-legged, sitting on a cushion if you prefer. Let's just let our hands rest on our knees. So it's a comfortable upright spine position. That's sometimes not so comfortable, you know, but we work with that. We persist with this. Let's just circle the knees a little bit, connect with our body, feel our body a little bit. And however you're feeling right now, we're going to just accept how we feel right now. Close your eyes. Let your hands rest on your knees. Let your arms relax. Just feel your shoulders softening a little bit. Chest lifting slightly. Back of the neck nice and long. And we just breathe in through the nostrils. And we're going to do a long, slow out breath through the mouth. And in fact, we're going to slow that down even more. Maybe we'll do a sigh for the next one. Breathing in through the nostrils. Sigh out through the mouth. But this time we're going to do what I call the candle breath. So you're going to make a very small little space, like pursing the lips, so that when it comes out, as you breathe out, it's really slowed down. It's a really handy little breathing tip, breathing into the nostrils. And the slow candle breath. It's almost like a whistling sound to it. Again, breathe in. We'll do one more of those, breathing into the nostrils. And then just let yourself breathe in and out through your nostrils naturally. Just notice the impact of that. Hopefully that will just take you to a little bit more spacious arena of being. A little bit more space, a little bit more. Okay, here I am. Here's my body. Breathe in and breathe out. And we'll just chant the mantra Om one time. So let your sound out. So whatever's going on in that space, let it be made into sound. Breathing in. Breathe in and out through the nostrils again. Just see how that feels. I'm going to start moving the body a little bit. Wake it up or free up any tension. So lift the shoulders up high, breathing into the nostrils. Sigh out through the mouth. The shoulders drop. Again, breathing in, squeeze the shoulders up high. Out through the mouth. Drop the shoulders down. Breathing in, squeeze the shoulders up high. Out through the mouth. And we'll roll the shoulders back maybe 2 or 3 times. Just give that little kind of massage, the interior massage inside that shoulder joint, and then forwards with the shoulders a few times just to release a little bit of surface tension. And then we're just going to take that left hand onto the left side, get a bit of length in the sides of the body. fingers pointing forwards. Right hand goes right up, breathing in, look at that right hand. And as you breathe out, you're going to reach over the body. Keep the sitting bones down, so don't let yourself kind of, lean too much. Kind of keep that root grounded, but bending into that left elbow and taking the hand over the body. So try to make sure it's not flopping in front of your face. In fact, you can look up at the ceiling on the inside of that arm. Try to make sure also that you're not hunching the shoulder right up into the neck. Give that a bit of space to the neck so you can turn your head freely. And also dropping that left shoulder down a little bit. So you're feeling that length. Feel that on the right side a lot, breathing all the time. And then we'll just make this easier. So we'll just let that right hand drop in front and come up to seated again. See how it feels. Oh, I just feel a bit more energy in my right side now. Right hand down on the right side, fingers pointing forwards. Inhale, lift up through the left side, breathing in. Look up at that hand as you reach over the body, keep the sitting bones down, bending into that right elbow, looking up at the ceiling on the inside of that arm. So extending, expanding, breathing in and out. Breathe. In and out through the nostrils. Good. Just watching the shoulders are dropping, long, long neck. And then just let that arm fall in front of the body and just come up to seated. And have a little bit of a wriggle around there. And then we're going to come onto all fours immediately. So just getting the sides long, opening up the sides body. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, feet flat behind. So it's a simple little cat-cow. So inhaling, look up to the ceiling, open the chest, take the shoulders back, slightly soft on the elbows. It's not a locked arm, it's not a bent elbow, it's a soft one. So you have this spaciousness in the chest. Inhaling, as you exhale, you tuck that tailbone under, you arch up through the spine, bring the chin to the chest. So it's very simple. On the inhale, you're starting always with the base of the spine. It's lifting and it's raising up, rising up, traveling up, rippling up through the spine and looking up as you inhale. Exhaling, tucking the tailbone under. Soften the elbows. It also, the softness in the elbows and openness in the chest also stops when you lock the arms. It's putting a lot of pressure on the wrists. So it stops that happening, and it means that you can press into the whole of the hand and the fingers and the thumbs more evenly and more steadily. Inhaling as you look up to the ceiling. Exhale, tucking the tailbone under, arching up, lifting. Imagine the back is lifting up. The whole spine is lifting up out of the shoulders, out of the hips. And then inhaling, opening the chest. So you can also think of this as opening the back of the body as you arch up, and opening the front of the body as you open the shoulders, open the heart, look up, inhaling and exhaling. But always feeling a sense of this kind of flow in the spine. It's like rippling. The breath is rippling inwards as you inhale, and exhaling, it's rippling out. So the inhale is opening up, filling the body with air and space, and exhaling, kind of squeezing the breath out, kind of concertinaing the spine up a little bit in a way. And we make one more little movement here. And then we're just going to take that right. So still staying on all fours, we're going to sit back into the heels. But first of all, we're going to put the back of the right hand on the ground. Breathe in. As you breathe out, slide that away, and then rest the head down either onto the ground, the side of the head, or onto the right hand if you feel like you need a little pillow. You can actually put a pillow or cushion there if you feel you need an extra bit of support. And then just really let that left elbow flop down. So we're trying to create space and open up the upper back of the heart area. And you can just rest here. Breathe in through the nostrils, sigh out through the mouth. So we're really finding some ease in these tight spots that are difficult to reach. This is why it's a great little, simple little pose, this restorative and expanding. So I want to get everything nice and open before we come into our postures proper. So as you inhale, push into that left hand, let's become active again, and the right hand comes on the ground. Left hand on the back of the left hand on the ground, breathe in. As you breathe out, slide that away, rest on the left side of the head. You can put it underneath, put your hand underneath the left side if you want to. Whatever you're doing, you're going to relax that right elbow down,
I'm focusing on the upper back, the space between the shoulder blades, the back of the heart. Really breathe into that area, inhaling through the nostrils, expanding your chest, the whole inside of the chest capacity. Feeling the lungs expand. And as you breathe out through the mouth, just to really enjoy the release that's happening. Even give it a sigh, give it some sound. So this time now we're going to, as you put the right hand, engage that with the ground properly. Use the inhale, push up on that right hand, come to all fours again. Okay, you're going to do a little bit of a side, this is a tiger tail, swishing tiger tail. So soften the elbows again, keep those hands engaged. So as we look around to our left, and we're going to bring the hips of the left hips around as well. So it's almost like, again, we're squeezing the left side and expanding the right side. We're really trying to see, if we had a tail, we want to see the tail. And then inhale to the front and exhale to the right. So we're looking around to see the tail. Inhale to the front, exhaling to the left. So we're just kind of, as if we have this tail, we're swishing it, but it's really slow and smooth. It's like a slow motion version. And we're keeping, you know, the neck fairly in line. So we're not lifting and looking around. We're kind of keeping the neck in line with the spine. So we're just looking around from side to side. Inhale as you look to the front, exhale to the sides. Again, lots of length in the sides. We're really getting these sides long between the hip and the shoulder. And one more each side. Inhaling to the front, exhaling, squeezing that breath out. And then we will sit back into the heels. So that's going to feel good. Sit back, bring the forehead to the ground in this swan position. Extend the fingers away. You can put your head on the backs of your hands if you prefer that. And sit deeply back. Really see if you can, you know, even if your bottom is in touch with your heels, see if you can just kind of really imagine your sitting bones are wanting to sink deeper down. And you'll really find a release on the back of the shoulders when you do this. And if you want an extra little bit there, you can even make little claws with the fingers. If you want to get a little bit of extra release on the shoulders there, back of the shoulders. Deep breath in through the nostrils and release out through the mouth again. Releasing the tension so our body starts to become a bit more energized, open and responsive. Move the spine with the breath. So keeping the hands grounded here, fingers spread wide. Inhale, come to all fours. Exhale, take the hips forward, open the chest up. So again, really engaging the spine. Inhale, exhale, inhale. To all fours, exhale, open the chest, shoulders down. So your chest, it really wants to look up at the ceiling where your head is going as well. Inhale, and your tail wants to sit back and wants to go to the wall opposite. So you're really pressing back almost with the hands. Inhale. So we're getting lots of length in the spine, both front and a sense of opening the front and back of the body here. We're also getting harmonious with our breath, breathing in and out through the nostrils. We have a sense of balance here, balance of the in-breath and the out-breath. We're keeping both a similar length and really empty out so that the next inhale has more space to fill. So when you really empty out and you sit back, exhaling, sit back, push back with the hands, empty, empty. So that there's a lovely inhale, much fuller inhale that follows. And you can really feel that more opening. Good. So sitting back again into the heels, bring the forward to the ground. And we're going to come up into a downward dog. So get yourself ready for that. Spread the fingers wide. Come up on the all fours, inhaling and exhale. Inhale, tucks the toes under. Exhaling, lift the knees off the ground, sit back into the heels if you can. Really push back with the hands. So you're really letting those heels come down. You can just kind of, you know, bounce them up. You can do that individually if you want, or you can bring them both down and up. But we're really trying to, you know, move into this
gradually pushing back with the hands. Now we're just going to lift, do a few leg lifts. So we're going to just bring that right foot, just a small side step so it's more or less central. And then we're going to put all the weight onto that right foot. Then lifting the left foot off the ground, and just pointing the toe, extending that up to the ceiling, push back with the hands. Breathe there, get lots of extension there, and then bring that left leg down. Just bring it right up against that right foot, so you're more central, and then get that grounded, and then lift the right leg. Extend, push back with the hands, really point the toe, and then bring that down. We'll do one more each side, or you can have a rest if you need a rest now. Otherwise, you can continue with me. Inhale, lift the left leg, point the toe, push back with the hands. So we're not looking at the hands here. We're really trying to get that length from the spine as well. Bringing that down, bring that right up close to that right foot, and then pointing and extending and pushing back with the hands, and then bringing that one down. And then we're going to get a walk towards the hands and some release. So releasing the spine, bent knees, body hanging, ragdoll. Let's have a little sway here. Shifting the weight from right to left, letting the body hang. Leave the shoulders heavy, arms are really heavy. Breathe into the nostrils, sigh out through the mouth. Come to a stillness now and bring your attention to the root, the base of the spine. See if you can feel the power is there initially, and it's waking up and traveling up through the spine. Keep the knees bent, leave the arms hanging, leave the head hanging, rising up, rolling up through that spine. Okay, and when we're up, I'm just going to roll the shoulders back a few times. Yeah, just to feel that body. How is it feeling now? And then forwards with the shoulders. Just the shoulders, arms are hanging, elbows aren't doing any work. Arms are heavy. And then we take the feet apart, about as wide as the shoulders or wider. I'm a bit wider than that. Knees bent, so really nice bent knees. And then we're turning on our center. So talking about staying or keeping stable, in difficult times. So the yoga will keep us stable with good practice. And this is also about this is loosening, but also we're keeping the stability at our center, and we're keeping our sense in our center. We're keeping our attention in our center. So this kind of sense of keeping that and holding that center, bringing our attention to that center, and we can really let the whole rest of the body be loose. We can bend and soften into the knees. We can let the arms swing heavily around us. We're holding the center. Good. And slowly come to stop here with the hands. And you bring back the hands to the lower back. It's always a favorite because this just feels so good. It's like you're giving yourself a little wake up, a little massage, a little bit of care there. And then we're going to take those knuckles either side of the spine, just the lower back there. Getting the knuckles digging in either side there. Feels good to do that. Getting the energy rising up. Yeah, enjoy that. And then we bring those hands to the front of the hips. A bit of tension, just help them stimulate them so they kind of open up a little bit. And then fingers come to the chest. So we're really waking up the energy so that it can be part of a whole system, letting everything move in a much more productive way. And in fact, with that, we're just going to help that along by bringing the right hand to the left shoulder, sweep across the body, right across the diagonal of the right hip, left shoulder to right hip. Don't hold your breath, keep your breath moving. Oh yeah, that definitely feels a little bit of something going on. Left hand to right shoulder, sweep diagonally across the body of that left hip. 3 sweeps, yeah, just enjoy that feeling. Okay, now we're going to bring the sides of the feet together, a little energy, energizer. Breathe in, lift the arms up, insert the fingers above the head, stretch up, really stretch up so far that you're lifting your heels off the ground. We're lifting off, we're pushing off the toes, we're holding or squeezing the legs together. Oh, I came down there. Lost my focus. Breathe, don't forget to breathe. And now we're going to breathe in and hold.
And then we breathe out. And it's much easier when you hold your breath, actually. Bring the heels down, bring the arms down on the out breath. Good. Let's try it again. Breathing in, into the fingers, stretch up, squeeze the arms together, squeeze the legs together, lift the heels, push off the toes, hold the breath in. And release slowly. Arms coming down slowly, heels coming down slowly to the sides. One more time, breathe in. Yes, feel that vitality. Lift the heels high off the ground, squeeze together, hold the breath in. And breathing out slowly through the nostrils. Bring the heels down slowly, bring the arms down as slowly as you can. Heels coming down, not quite reaching the ground yet if you can. And then as you reach the ground, arms come down. Okay, little cross crawl as well. Again, try to get this body-mind connection. Lift the left knee, meet it with the right hand, and then the opposite. So we're dealing with opposites. If you feel like you need to really G yourself up, you can do this quite energetically, a little bit aerobically. And that's when you kind of come onto the ball of the foot, or you can do this very slowly. And actually, slowly, the very slow version, if you slow this down, takes a lot more concentration. So there's variations you can choose, and you can try different things. Okay, and then we're going to take the leg out to the side. Left leg out to the side, right arm over the head. So I'm just finding this cross-crawling, cross-lateral movement. Yeah. Body-mind connection, coordination. Okay. And let's just sweep out any old debris that we need to sweep out. So standing with the feet hip width apart, parallel. Half breath. Inhale through the nostrils, reach up, out through the mouth. Arms swing, knees bend. So we're really throwing it into the ground. Let's try that again. Breathing in. Look up with an exhale through the mouth. Arms swinging. Good. Let's try that again. Breathing in. Look up. Exhale out through the mouth. Arms swinging there. I think we do one more of these. Right. So get ready. Breathe in. Sweep out all the debris. With a nice. Good. So we're going to come into some standing postures now. Come to the front of the mat. Feet hips apart. Parallel. Triangle. Standing nice and tall. Really think about your posture. Point the tailbone down. Strong belly here. Slightly soften the knees. Lift the chest. Drop the shoulders. Weight on the left foot. Step back. A triangle with the right foot. Right angles on the feet. Square the hips. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, bring the arms down. Inhale, open the hands up wide. Open the heart, breathing in. Exhaling, reaching over as far as you can to the left, then down. Make connection with that left leg. Press against it. So we're taking that right shoulder back and that left shoulder presses forwards. Right shoulder's going back and it's going down away from that right ear. Reaching up with the fingers. Just checking you're not locking your knees, soften them slightly. Looking up at the ceiling, so the turn of the neck to look up where the fingers are going, really. So again, we're really waking up this side body. So feel that right hip is in place, it's not falling forwards. Keep breathing. Good. Use the inhale to come up, maybe even bending into that left knee to make that a soft exit. And then exhaling, lower the arms down. Bend into the right knee, come back to the front of the mat there. Shift the weight to the right and step back with the left. Straighten up, lift the arms up, inhale. Exhale, bring the arms to shoulder height. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, reach over to the right and down. Make contact with this right leg. Reach up, so press against it. And reach up with the left hand. So, really feel that the neck is, or the head and the neck are kind of lifting up, growing out of the body. And the shoulders go down. So you've got a nice long neck here. Soften the knees. Check that your toes aren't gripping. So we have this fully embodied experience of triangle. We're not just all about, where the emphasis is, which is on this extension in the side and extension across the chest and these straight legs. It's all, whole body is involved. Even your face and eyes, so checking you're not ripping your teeth or frowning, just open the face up by smiling. Now bending into the right knee and using the inhale to come up. Exhale, lower the arms down, left knee bends, and we step to the front of the mat. We're going to step back into warrior two. Bring the weight onto the left foot. Take a big step back with the right. Maybe even creep it a bit further back. We want to go nice and wide, significantly wide. This time it's not a right angle. The toes are slightly pointed forwards. Square the hips. Breathe in, lift the arms up. Breathing out, bring the arms to shoulder height. Breathing in, expand between the fingers. So you feel your arms are really getting strong when you do that. And looking down the left arm as you exhale, bending into the left knee. So feel that expanding feeling. So rather than just kind of, plopping forwards, and you see my body starts kind of leaning forwards and all my weight's in here. Instead, at the same time you bend into that knee, really feel that, oh, I am pushing into that right foot. I feel this sense of, when you're pulling the bow and arrow or pulling the bow, it's like this tension you've created, but it's useful tension. Extending tension between, along that arm, dropping the shoulders down, nice long neck, tummy tucked in, everything is engaged, but you're breathing all around it. Keeping the breath moving in and out through the nostrils, even going a little deeper on that out breath. If you go deeper, you need to push into that right foot even more, which means engaging this right thigh a lot. I use the inhale to come up. Exhale, lower the arms down. Bend into the right knee and come back to the front of the mat. Shift the weight to the right, step back with the left. Big step. Get the feet nice and wide. Square the hips. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, bring the arms down to shoulder height. Inhale, open the chest wide. Exhale, bending into that right knee. So get that bow, that kind of tension. Right knee's going forward, pushing that left heel back. Strong left buttock, strong left thigh. Knee is, the hips are open. So this knee is, imagine you're really opening it up. You want to just see your big toe on the inside of that knee. If you can, just gaze down at it. Extending the fingers away from each other, dropping the shoulders down, lifting the chest, long neck, which creeps up out of the body. But nice long neck means the back of the neck is nice and long, chin slightly tucked in there. Looking down the right arm. Breathe. Maybe a slight little sinking down on the out breath. On the in breath, feel the chest lifting, the crown lifting. Let's come up on the inhale. Let the arms float down on the exhale. Bend into the left knee and come back to the front of the mat. Okay. Let's give everything a little shake. Have a little interlude here. So we're going to bend the knees a little bit and then we're going to shake them up. And that's going to come into the hips. The hips have to come in and then the shoulders come in. Then we make some sound. Ah. Ah. Let's do one more time. Ah. Oh, yeah. Vitality, everything kind of just gets shaken up in a good way. So actually, we'll just do something else before we come back to another standing posture. Just sort of extend this interlude, which is just recovery, if you like. And we'll do a little bit of gratitude here. So the fingers it's touching, make this, almost see this little heart shape I'm making with my fingers there. Feet hips apart, parallel. Okay. So the inhale, we come up, we look up, reach up the hands, bring the hands together. And on the exhale, we bring the hands down through the center. We'll just do a few of these just to center ourselves. So centering, stabilizing. Yeah. And if you've got your own practice and you think, oh, I'm tired now, it's good to have, work with kind of stronger things and then accompany it with a softer, more focused practice. And then it will keep you going.
You know, it's all about the balance, balancing the energies, breathing in, lifting the arms up. Hands come together. Watch the hands. Watch where they're going. Breathing in and out through the nostrils. Breathing out, pointing the fingers to the ground. Feeling a sense or acknowledging, what do I appreciate today? What do I appreciate? Maybe sometimes that's just an interesting word with gratitude, or, you know, maybe you could try appreciation. What's the difference between appreciation and gratitude? We could try both of those. Just let yourself be filled with all of those appreciations from your day, maybe even right now. I'm appreciating this moment, this light, this spring light. One more time, lifting up, bring the hands together. And we'll just take a little moment just to bring the hands together at the chest there. Standing in Tadasana, so really just think about that, standing tall, dropping the shoulders, back of the neck long, pressing the hands together, Anjali Mudra, with Tadasana, the mountain, standing tall, feeling the feet sinking into the ground. Close the eyes briefly, and just focus your attention on the center of your heart, and to see if you can bring your breath into that space. Yeah, and just feel the energy there and the power there available to you. Good. And then we're just going to let the hands drop, open the eyes, and we come back to the front of the mat once more. So we'll kind of come into another standing posture. This is a peaceful warrior, so bring the weight onto the left foot and we step back with the right. Yeah, we'll do a bit more peace. So again, finding that standing posture for the warrior two, bring the hips level. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, bring the arms down. So it's starting off like a warrior two. Expand the chest. Inhale. Exhale, bending into that left knee, pushing into that right foot. So this is where this strong right leg really comes into being. Inhale here. And as you exhale, reach back with that right hand. Let that right hand kind of move downwards. And the left arm moves upwards. And then once it's up, we turn the palm and reach over the body. Also check that your left knee hasn't started straightening out, that it's still really bent, a strong warrior leg. And this right leg is really strong, so you can lean onto it. But that's a straight arm, that right arm. So we're getting, again, lots of length in the side body. Looking up at the ceiling if your balance allows that, if your neck allows that. Such a nice, strong, opening posture. We won't stay there too long. Good. So coming up on the inhale, back to warrior. Exhale, sinking down into warrior two. Come up on the inhale. Lower the arms on the exhale. Let them just softly float down. Bend into the right knee and bring yourself back to the front of the mat. Give the legs a little wiggle just to reset them slightly, because it's strong on the legs. Weight on the right foot. Take a big step back with the left. Other side. Peaceful warrior. Square the hips. Always thinking about the position of this lower body, you know, its base. So point the tailbone down, strong belly. Keep that support at the center. Inhale. Exhale, bring the arms down to shoulder height. Inhale, expand the chest, fingertip to fingertip. Exhale, bending into that right knee, pushing into that left heel. Strong left buttock there. Inhale. Exhale, reaching back with that left hand, letting that rest down onto that left leg. You really hold on to the leg. Reach up with the right hand, turn the palm, and reach over the body, looking up at the ceiling there. Keep the bend in the front knee, in the right knee. Strong in the left leg still. Breathe deeply. Feel that length in your right side. Looking up at the ceiling on the inside of that arm there. Use the inhale to come back up. Exhale, sink into warrior one more time. Come up on the inhale. Let the arms float down on the exhale. Bend into the left knee and come back to the front of the mat. Lots of leggy work. So let's have a bit of restoration in a squat. So bending or squatting down. See if the heels come onto the floor. If they don't, put something underneath them. So if your heels are like this, put something underneath them. Pillows, cushions, books, blocks, whatever you can find. And just let the head fall, Let the arms fall, back of the hands on the ground. Just let yourself really hang there. Let the crown of the head just wants to fall into the hands, fall into the ground. Open in the knees, so really releasing the hips here. Let's give that a bit more release by breathing in through the nostrils, out through the mouth. In through the nostrils, out through the mouth. And then we're going to lift up the head, look up, left hand on the ground. Again, thinking about the side body. That's supporting us there. But on the inhale, the fingers lift up to the ceiling. We watch them, so we're turning a little bit, getting lots of length. And reaching up right to the ceiling. Let's see if we can go a little bit higher by spiraling. So we're turning the wrist and letting that whole movement come into the arm. Let that really, as if it's kind of climbing upwards, like a vine, creeping. And then we're going to reverse that. So turn the wrist the other way and let that come into the arm. And then let that come back down to the ground as if it's unraveling. Right hand on the ground, breathing in, lift the left fingers. Looking up. Turning the body, you can see turning the chest towards that. And turning the left wrist now. Just rotating that. Getting taller, getting that into the whole arm. Maybe feeling the elbow move to see how it feels on the shoulder. And then we rotate the other way. Just a little moment there. And then we're going to let that unravel. Let the whole arm kind of move and rotate and spiral through space. Hands on the ground. Push into the hands, lift the body. So we're in a ragdoll once more. Bend the knees, let the body hang. You always have this option of resting the elbows on the knees, don't forget, and just let the head hang. Even turning the neck, but you can let your arms hang if that feels okay. Breathe into the nostrils, fly out through the mouth. Slowly rise up. Imagine the sunshine, it's beautiful spring sun. Rising up through your center, waking up, switching on all the lights, rising up through the whole body till it comes out through the crown, shining, shining, beautiful. And let's just roll the shoulders back again, just to feel that freshness, a bit of brightness, a bit more spring vitality coming into the body. Good. Balance. Balance is next. So we're going to try a tree. Bring the weight onto the left foot. Get that nice and stable. Lift the toes and place them down, spread them out, bending the knees slightly as you're finding the balance. And then turn that right knee out. So we're opening the hips here. The sole of the foot, the right foot, goes either on the inside of the ankle or the calf. You can get a little bit higher off the ground. Otherwise, it can go on the inside thigh. Pressing into that thigh, pressing the thigh back. So nice and open in the hips. Then you can start to straighten that standing leg up without gripping the toes. Inhale, lift the arms up. Let's just do this lovely wide open version. This feels very spring-like. It's like, yes, it's like I've sprung. Expand the arms, expand the fingers. Just feel this sense of tree. Feel a sense of lift here as well. The chest is lifted. So rather than kind of like, if we're like this, I feel a bit precarious. But when I extend, and also the foot is going into the ground, extending, the roots are going down. So it's extending in, well, not just three directions, because also this right knee is coming out to the side. So there's lots of, and also the head is going up, the crown is going up. So there's many directions, all directions, the body is expanding. Even the fingers expanding away from the palms. Good. Lift the chest, back of the neck long, breathe. Focus your eyes, keep breathing in and out through the nostrils, keep steady, steady. And allowing the wobbles to ripple through your body. Now let's come out of this. So inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, bring the hands together. Let the hands come down first. Try and maintain the posture of the legs. And so you can just grab that knee, lift it up high, and let go of it. See if you can let that float down. Yeah, that's a nice way. Give the legs a little shake. Just to even them up a little bit. You can even give the arms a shake if you want to. Send all the weight into the right foot now. You can bend into that right knee. And just lifting that left foot off the ground, turn that knee out and placing the foot, not on the knee, but anywhere else on the inside of that right leg. Press, you're pressing the thigh with the foot, the inside of the thigh, press the thigh back. Open the hip there. Really try and get the knee out to the side. Lift the arms up. We'll do the same thing. Get this lovely expanded. So really feel the chest is lifting here. Think about this torso like the tree trunk, and the arms extended like branches, and the fingers like twigs, all the little twigs and all the little beautiful buds expanding out from the twigs. Feel the back of the neck is long. Feel the crown is lifting and expressing. Like the crown of a tree. And the roots are going down, the sole of the foot, you're breathing. Aliveness. Yes. Yes, this position says yes to me. Now inhale, lift the arms up, bring the hands together. Slowly bring them down to the heart center, and then grabbing that left knee. Lift it high and let it float down. And then give both legs a good shake. Shaking them up a bit. And then we're going to just again take another little moment, little interlude here, just to loosen everything up. So take the feet nice and wide. Do these twists again, because they're so good. And it's very centering and very liberating. So knees are bent, turning on our center. That's where the power is coming from, our center. The arms aren't, they're kind of depowered. They're just moving through space, kind of motivated by this turning of our center, bending into the knees, keeping it really loose, breathe, easy, enjoy, yeah. Loosening everything up, just feel that space, that freshness coming into the body. So, still moving, keeping that freshness, energy moving. We're going to come into this half sun salute. So just look at the toes, make sure the feet are parallel, about hips width apart. Lift the toes and place them down. Look at the feet, feel that connection with the ground. Lift the heels, place those down. Just feel that sense of connection to the ground. Okay, half sun salute. Okay. Breathing in, lift the arms up. Palms connect on the top of the head. Breathing out, bend the knees slightly. Lead with the chest. Strong belly already as the fingertips come to the ground. Looking down at the toes. Now, straighten up the legs. Lift the eyes to look up at the ceiling. So we're halfway up. Open the chest. Strong straight back. Feel the strong belly here. Straight legs. And then breathing out, forward bend. Straight legs. Bend the knees. Now we're pushing up from the ground. Pushing up from the soles of the feet. Reaching up. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale. Reach up. Exhale. Reaching to the ground. Bend the knees. Touch the ground. Inhale. Hands on the knees. Open the chest. Exhale. Forward bend. Bend the knees. Push up from the ground. Inhaling. Reach up. Exhale. Arms coming down. So we're moving slow and steady. You can go a bit faster if you want to, or a bit slower. If you want to stay with me, you can stay with me. Bend the knees. Touch the ground. Inhale. Looking forwards. Open the chest. So straight arms, back and legs. And then forward bend. Straight legs. Bend the knees. Lift the eyes. Lift the hands. Lift the breath. And then exhaling. So releasing. Just following. It's a lovely balance, this movement. Inhaling strong, exhaling soft, soft knees, touch the ground. Inhaling strong, heart flying upwards, exhaling. Not quite release because you've got this stretch in the back of the legs, but it's coming to the ground. Bend the knees, push up, inhale, exhale. So really connecting with your breath, the balance of the in-breath and the out-breath. Finding that masculine and feminine within yourself. Inhale and exhale. Doesn't really matter whether you're male or female. This is all about energy, polarity. Good. Let's do a couple more of these. Inhale. So good, this little practice. Really helps to connect the body to the breath. All the parts of the body get engaged. Inhale. Exhale. This is the last one. So really feel that you're getting so expanded on the inhale. You're reaching up, you're looking up, and the softening of the exhale, bending the knees, touching the ground softly. Inhale. Heart flies up, open the chest. Exhale, keeping those legs straight, forward bend, touching the ground. Bend the knees. Eyes fly up, arms fly up, breath flies up. Exhale, arms coming down. Understanding in Anjali.
Tadasana once more. Feel that length in the body. So feel this space here, from the chest to the belly. Dropping the shoulders down away from the chest. And when the chest lifts, the shoulders sink back, dropping the arms nice and loose. You can even just give those arms a little shake just to remind them to hang. Back of the neck is long. Chin is slightly tucked in. So you feel this sense of pulling, lengthening, creating space. The feet are pushing into the ground. Close your eyes for a second, just pressing. Actually, you can have your arms hanging. We'll keep it with that one. I think this is nice just to feel this sense of openness across the chest. And when you close your eyes, it can kind of feel, I know, just a slight, oh, I'm a bit exposed here. This is good to experience that, to see that sense. Openness, receptivity. Tadasana. Feel the weight in the right and the left foot. Keep those knees slightly soft. Pointing the tailbone down, almost like the kneecaps are lifting and you have these strong thighs. One more breath in. As you breathe out, just let the eyes open. Just notice how you feel. Feel the feet, sense of groundedness, feet on the ground, and a sense of your center. Good. We're going to come down to the ground. We're going to come in a squat. So stand at the front of the mat. Reset your feet, lift the toes, place them down, lift the heels, place them down, reconnect. Bring the arms forward, breathing in, bring the shoulders back. Breathing out, sitting back and taking the arms forward, so counter balancing. Try and do this really slowly, but keep breathing in and out the whole time. Maybe if you always go fast, maybe you can just go a little bit slower. Maybe even slowing down a little bit and then catch yourself, then let yourself fall. Let's just extend legs out, bouncing knees up and down. So, let us just, we're going to do this version of a seated forward bend. So we're going to bend that right knee and bring that into the body. Get it really close. And also the sole of the foot is on the ground. The left leg is, the left toes are pointing to the ceiling. And we let that knee fall out to the side. If it's really high off the ground, put something underneath it, cushions, blankets, whatever. You might want to just, sit up a little bit. So sometimes I like to just come up onto my fingertips and just lift myself up a bit. And then we're going to come into a twist. So we take the left hand behind and the right hand on the outside of that left knee. Lift the chest, lift the crown, drop the shoulders. As you exhale, just turning towards your left, you can press against the outside of that left knee, drop the shoulders down, back of the neck long. Every inhale, remember to lengthen the spine. So every inhale is a reminder to focus on your spine and the length there. And the exhale is just a releasing into the twist. In and out through the nostrils with the breath. One more breath in. And as you breathe out, and untwist to the front. Magically, I hope it's the same for you, body's slightly more in line with this outstretched leg, toes towards the ceiling. So we're going to reach up with the hands, inhale, look at the back of the hands, and lead with the chest as you come forwards, letting the hands land either on the legs or on the ground. If you can reach your foot, you can, as long as you're not compromising your posture by, coming into that kind of bent position with your back and letting the shoulders come forward. We don't want this. We want to keep the back nice and long, shoulders down and the chest exposed. So whatever feels good to you. Find that point of bit of discomfort. Keep aiming the chest towards the toes. Breathe in. Come away a little bit, breathing out, sinking down a little bit. Breathing in and out through the nostrils. Really try and lengthen the breath. And you can, if you want, each time just come away from the body, come away from the leg to sort of replace that. And then you kind of get away from this kind of constant pushing, which we tend to get into. There's a bit more flow. It's a bit more acknowledging of the breath there. You can even close your eyes here and see if you can just rest into this posture. And we're just going to slowly walk the hands up the leg. Lift the right knee. Lift the left knee. Hug the knees, let the face fall to the knees, hugging yourself. Into the nostrils, breathing out through the mouth. Relax the back of the neck, just feel that nice, comforting feeling. Now extend that right leg, toes towards the ceiling. Really bring that left knee in and let the left knee fall out to the side. You can pad that up if it's very high. If it's not, it's not causing any problems. Usually if you're tight in the hip, that knee will be very high. And you can readjust yourself. Maybe perch yourself up. This foot is going on the inside of that left thigh there, right thigh there. So take the right hand behind, left hand on the outside of that right knee. So lifting the chest. So you can see I've almost kind of got this right arm against my back. I have got it against my back, not almost. So this is useful because it kind of helps me stabilize. It helps me lift a little more. And as you exhale, we're twisting. The right shoulder comes back, the left shoulder is pressing forwards. And you're turning your head to look right around. Every inhale, lift the crown a little higher. Every exhale, we're twisting a little deeper. One more breath in and untwist to the front. So we're facing this right leg outstretched. Let's extend first of all, breathing in. Reach up, exhaling, leading with the chest. And letting the arms just be kind of moving through space. Let the arms rest on the ground, either side of the leg or on the leg or the foot or wherever you want to place that. Come away from the leg a little bit on the inhale, then leading with the chest on the exhale. So when we're not pushing, when instead we kind of give ourselves a little bit more leeway, the body will respond a lot quicker and a lot more powerfully. But more importantly, we start to develop a much more of a conversation with our body rather than a kind of dictatorship, you know, and everything is working on the macro and micro. So what we do to ourselves, you know, this is significant, how we treat ourselves, how we work, how we practice, how we talk to ourselves. It's really worth acknowledging and becoming aware of these things. These are very ingrained habits and conditioning that take time to unravel. So now we're going to walk up that leg, lift that left knee up, lift the right knee up, hug the knees, let the back open across. Now really let the body just fall forwards, let the back of the neck open, hugging the knees, into the nostrils, out through the mouth, and just release that. Hug yourself. Feel that nice sense of connection with yourself. Just slide the legs away at the bottom of the mat. And we're going to just slowly lower down here. So extending the fingers towards the toes, breathing in and out through the nostrils, just doing a last bit of work here. Rolling down, lowering down slowly, breathing in and out through the nostrils constantly. Laying the body down slowly, right to the very end. And then let the head, once the head's on the ground, let go of everything. Just flop. Let the feet flop out to the side. Let the arms flop out to the side. Just take a deep breath in. Feel the breath in the whole body, particularly the heart space. And just enjoy a nice sigh. We made it. How's the body feel now? How's the surface of the skin? How's the inside and the outside feel? How's the inside of yourself feel? The interior space, our own space. And then we're going to just bend the knees and hug the knees. And we'll just do a few releasing, softening, relaxing movements. So we're just rocking side to side. Rocking side to side there. Good. And then we're going to just do a bit of circling with the knees. So just releasing the hips, hands on the knees, bring the knees into the body and together. Inhale, take the knees away. Exhale, let the knees fall out to the side and come back into the body to move away. Back into the body. So we're just releasing these hips, nice and easy. Coordinating the breath, or no, coordinating the body to the breath. It's that way around. The breath is leading us. So the inhale is when they're making space for the air, so the knees come away, and the exhale, the knees come back into the body. Just enjoying that movement. And then we'll change direction, so starting with the knees together and away, inhale, exhale, drawing the knees in, inhale, knees going away. So just letting yourself move with that. You can even close your eyes just to go into a more restful space. And hug the knees once more. Take the soles of the feet on the ground. Slide the feet away slightly. Nice simple lying twist before we have a little moment of relaxation. So take the arms out to the side, palms flat down. Space between the feet, maybe they're as wide as the mat. Maybe they're a bit of distance away from the buttocks. Breathe in. As you breathe out, the knees fall down to the left, the head goes over to the right. As you breathe in, the knees come up to center, the head comes up to center. As you exhale through the nostrils, the knees go down to the right, the head goes over to the left. So we're just letting the kind of body be moved by the breath. It's like a little, it's just following, following the breath. Close your eyes, just enjoy the movement, the soft spinal twist, soft, easy. Feet are on the ground. Weight of the body is being felt. We're just letting it roll from side to side, letting the breath slow us down. Bring ease into the body. Next time the knees come up to center and the head comes up to center, just let the legs slide away. Let the feet fall out to the side, let the arms fall out to the side. If you feel you need to cover yourself with something, if you're feeling a bit chilly, you'll feel a bit chilly even after a few moments of lying still. So, lie still for a couple of minutes. Lie in Shavasana, relaxing. Eyes are closed. And breath is coming in and out through the nostrils. Feel your body on the ground. Feel that you can give the weight of your body to the ground, because the ground is coming up to meet you and support you. Feel your breath is easy. There's nothing to do here. It's happening all by itself. We're noticing it, we're feeling it. We're not doing anything to disturb it or change it. We're just watching it, stepping back, sinking back, sort of falling back into the earth, into the soft, fertile earth, and being held by the earth. Every out breath, the body's softening. Every single little part of the body's softening. Even the jaw and the mouth, the eyes, behind the eyes, even the ears. The neck is soft, releasing all the tension inside. All the joints, the shoulders and the wrists, the elbows, the hips, the knees, the ankles, even all the joints of the fingers and toes. Everything is relaxing. And from that softened, relaxed place, we come back to the day and we start to wake the body up slowly. Yeah, we kind of carry this into the rest of our day. Carrying this into the rest of our day, just with ease. So just slowly opening the eyes, slowly moving the body, slowly coming up to seated, finding the seat. Moving, finding how does the body feel now after this practice. Feeling a sense of your center, feeling a sense of your ground, feeling a sense of embodiment. And then we just rub the body a little bit. And just again, appreciating this body, this life. Yeah, and everything about ourselves. And then we're going to create last little moments for ourselves by rubbing the palms together. Heat and energy. And place that over the heart center. Close your eyes. Take that focus inwards. And bring to mind your sankalpa, your affirmation or intention, even a loving thought for yourself. This is where it starts, you know, what we're trying to manifest in ourselves. We have power over this, so we can make a difference. From heart to heart to heart. So we start with our own heart. And we say that to ourselves, our intention, our affirmation, our sankalpa. We say it a few times. Take it deep into the heart. Good. Namaste. Thank you so much for your practice today.